These are the 5 cybersecurity certifications that are not worth it in 2026. So there are a lot of cybersecurity certifications out there, but the problem is knowing which ones are worth getting and which ones are not is one of the hardest parts of starting your cybersecurity career. I'm going to be basing this off of whether or not it's worth it from a cost perspective, whether or not hiring managers or recruiters actually care or know about the certification. The exam structure itself, is it just multiple choice or does it actually cover real world cybersecurity skills? And then finally, number 4, what kind of training is available and what kind of price points is that training priced at? Number 1 on this list is the CompTIA CASP Plus certification, or now also known as the CompTIA Security X certification. Now, when this certification was first released by CompTIA, it was actually a relatively popular route to first take your Security Plus and then move on to take your CASP Plus certification. So this was kind of like the next step in proving that you know more than just the entry-level cybersecurity concepts. But the main issue is the fact that this certification was really made to kind of compete with the CISSP, which is a much more popular mid-level cybersecurity certification out there that has HR recognition that the CASP Plus was trying to go for. And overall, the concepts covered on the certification are really solid, to be honest. But the problem is that this certification kind of lives in this awkward middle ground where it's harder than the Security Plus, but it also doesn't carry the weight of a CISSP in the job market. Basically, hiring managers can recognize the CISSP, what it means, what years of experience are behind it. But for the CASP Plus or the Security X certification, because it's kind of in the middle in terms of experience and skill level from the Security Plus and the CISSP, it kind of doesn't do that much for your career. Especially for someone who is in your early career in cybersecurity, it's actually better to get technical projects and skills on your resume rather than studying for another certification to put on your resume that a recruiter or a hiring manager may or may not even recognize. Plus, not to mention that this certification voucher is $509 at the time of me recording this video, and that is a pretty hefty price for another certification when the Security Plus already has a lot of brand recognition behind it, even as a more entry-level certification compared to the Security X. And not to mention, the of my existence is CompTIA training costs. If you're self-studying, it costs about $100 to $300, but if you actually want their full-on training programs, these will cost you thousands of dollars. So personally, when you're studying for any CompTIA certification, I would always recommend getting the textbook from Amazon, renting it, or there's a lot of free resources that you can use to study for these certifications rather than paying thousands of dollars. The exam structure consists of a mix of multiple choice questions and performance-based questions to test problem solving in simulated environments with a max of 90 exam questions and specifically covering 4 exam domains: GRC, security architecture, security engineering, and security operations. So overall, I do believe that the concepts covered in the exam are really good. It's just that it kind of falls flat in terms of the HR recognition that you might as well just study for your CISSP at this point. Sitting at number 2 especially is the CEH, or the Certified Ethical Hacker Certification. Okay, this certification has been around for a very, very long time, and a lot of people hate on it for kind of the right reasons. So essentially it is a ethical hacking certification that doesn't train any hacking skills and is all multiple choice, and it costs more than $1,000 to take the exam. There's no actually hacking into a VM. You're not testing any real world skills. It is purely knowledge based. The issue is that this certification, because it was one of the earliest certifications for ethical hackers, it is relatively well known by HR and hiring managers. But this is where it comes down to brand recognition is not always the #1 thing to go for, because if you were a real ethical hacker and let's say you had a certification like the OSCP or even one of the newer Hack the Box certifications that truly test your hacking skills, the CEH just looks like a huge miss in terms of actually proving that you have ethical hacking skills. Now, the CEH has received a lot of criticism about their exam structure. For example, the OSCP, like I mentioned, is a fairly popular ethical hacking certification, but for the exam, you basically have 24 hours to compromise live VMs. So essentially doing multiple red team assessments within a 24-hour window, and also writing the pen test report, which also takes a very long time to document everything, all your steps, your breadcrumbs, all the screenshots. So it is a lot of work. That exam is very intensive. But the CEH, on the other hand, which is also just as well known as the OSCP, but again, because it was basically one of the earliest ethical hacking certifications in the game, their exam is kind of like a walk in the park compared to the OSCP, which is why a lot of ethical hackers or people already in the industry know that the CEH is really not worth that much, but you'll still see the CEH listed on ethical hacking or pen testing job listings because it has HR recognition. Now, could it get your foot in the door for different interviews for these jobs? Probably, depending on the hiring manager or the recruiter that looks at your resume. But in terms of actually getting the job and performing well on the interview, the OSCP is probably a much better way to actually prove your skills and have that practice in your back pocket if you want to go into red teaming and ethical hacking. And if you're looking for another reason not to take the CEH this year, as of April 1st, 2026, the EC Council's CEH certification was removed from the ISC2's approved list of credentials that qualify for the CISSP 1-year experience waiver. So basically, the CISSP has a list of certifications that you can take to essentially skip certain years of experience to take that exam to get CISSP certified, and the CEH no longer qualifies as one of those certs. All right, certification number 3 on this list is the ISC2 CC Certification. Now this one is a very new addition to my not worth it certifications list. So let me just drop the lore on this first. Essentially, the ISC2 organization is very well known for their CISSP certification, but they don't really have an entry-level certification that is out there on the market for early career folks. And that is where the CompTIA Security Plus dominates. And essentially, they kind of want to compete with that and get a piece of the pie. So they created the CC or Certified in Cybersecurity certification. But when they released it, they essentially pledged to give out 1 million free certifications for anyone who was willing to take the exam. Now, I believe you still had to pay a $50 annual membership maintenance fee, but that is for any organization, to be honest. When I renew my Security Plus certification, I also have to pay like a few $100s to renew, and that renews every 3 years. But essentially, they gave out these exam vouchers for free to 1 million people, and that is a lot. Personally, I think this was a really good move on the ISC2 organization's part because, number one, there wasn't any industry level or HR recognition for the certification yet at the time that it came out. But if entry-level folks are studying for their Security Plus, then someone who's starting out would probably prefer to take this Certified in Cyber certification because it's completely free and from a very well-known organization. So when this was happening, I was a big fan of the ISC2 CC certification because it was free. If you're also studying for your CompTIA Security Plus, then the CC certification also has overlapping topics for the Security Plus, so you can kind of study for 2-in-1 certifications, and I thought that was pretty worth it. However, things are changing, and May 20th, 2026 was the deadline or the cutoff for the free ISC2 CC certifications. And after that, the exam is going to cost $199 per voucher, and you'll still have to pay the $50 annual membership fee to ISC2 just to maintain your certification, compared to the Security Plus, which is around $450, I would say. But again, the Security Plus is the most asked for certification for entry-level and early career cybersecurity roles. Personally, I would still go for the Security Plus right now. But ISC2 definitely knew what they were doing by giving out these free exams, because with more entry-level and early career folks putting these on their resume, hiring managers and recruiters will notice. They'll be like, oh, what's this new certification that everyone has? And they recognize ISC2 because of the CISSP. So I can see where it can give some credibility to that entry-level certification. But unfortunately, the timelines for HR catching on to what certifications are on the market is just a lot slower and more delayed. So yes, the ISC2 CC certification was worth it when it was free and you just had to pay the $50 annual fee. Personally, I think that's a pretty good deal in terms of pricing overall for certifications. But if you're paying $250 now for it, I personally would not recommend it. Okay, number 4 on this list is actually a bunch of certifications, and that is basically any GIAC certification. So when I started my cybersecurity career, GIAC certifications were actually very well known. They honestly still are, but the main issue is if you don't already work in the industry, these are going to be highly inaccessible, and the main reason is because of the cost. Now, you're watching this video, you're trying to break into cybersecurity, you probably already know that cybersecurity certifications are a lot of money. They cost hundreds, thousands of dollars. You have to maintain them year over year. I've probably spent more than $1,000 on my Security Plus certification just from taking the exam, buying the study materials. And essentially, this is another organization similar to CompTIA or ISC2 that has their own certifications and training platforms, but their training bundles can cost up to $9,000. These exams are insanely expensive, and the main reason is that starting out, the only reason why I heard of GIAC certifications is because of the fact that a lot of companies partner with GIAC or SANS, so they basically put their employees in a boot camp for 2-3 weeks, and then they'll pay for the certification as part of their professional development budgets. Because a lot of times they're essentially short boot camps just to study for this one exam, which is why they can justify such an expensive exam fee. If you were an individual learner, you would never pay $9,000 hopefully, to get certified in something. And the biggest reason why GIAC certifications are so well known and so many companies are willing to pay that amount of money for the training for their employees to get these certifications is because the SANS Institute is essentially the pinnacle of cybersecurity training, research, and development. They have always essentially been known as the top of the top in terms of certification and training, and they partner with almost all of the Fortune 500 companies. They are known for cyber research, and that is another huge reason why it is so impactful if you do have a GIAC certification on your resume. So that is something I will definitely never deny. But for individual learners, it's a no for me. Okay, certification number 5 on this list of certs that are not worth it is the CompTIA A+. Let me explain, because I do think that the A+ is good for certain scenarios, but not if you're trying to break into cybersecurity. And this is actually one of my biggest pet peeves with the CompTIA certification pathways, basically. So if you wanted to study for your Security Plus, and they tell you under recommended experience before you take your Security Plus is to first take your Network Plus and 2 years of experience, which I want to emphasize is not required. It is recommended experience. So a lot of people think they have to get years of experience or get their Network Plus first to take their Security Plus, which you do not. I did not have any of those things when I got my Security Plus. But when you go to check out the official Network Plus certification, it tells you that the recommended experience is your A+. And if you're not familiar with the A+, it is essentially the most entry-level IT certification that you can get. And personally, while I am a big fan of learning the foundations and even just starting your job in IT first and then pivoting into cybersecurity is a great route to go, what I see a lot of people doing is they want to go into cybersecurity and only cybersecurity, but they see this pathway that is kind of sort of outlined in bits and pieces by CompTIA that you have to take your A+ first and then your Network Plus and then your Security Plus. It's essentially already $1,000+ of certification exams before you even get a job in cybersecurity. And that, I think, is another issue with a lot of certifications nowadays, when the easier path is to just directly study for your CompTIA Security Plus. I was in my first cybersecurity job when I was studying for my Security Plus, so you don't need a cybersecurity background to take it. And while there are some overlapping concepts, if you study directly for your Security Plus, the knowledge that you learn and the topics covered are much more applicable to the jobs that you'll be doing compared to learning all the networking and IT stuff that you really don't need. But one of the most common questions I get is whether or not someone should start with their A+ before studying for their Security Plus because they don't feel ready or because they don't have any tech or IT background, so they want to start with that. But another thing to note is that the A+ is 2 exams in 1 certification, and each exam voucher is around $250, and in total you'll already be paying $500 just to get A+ certified, which is insane. That costs more than the Security Plus. Of course, none of this is including any training or learning resources. So personally, I think the A+ is the most not worth it certification for aspiring cybersecurity professionals. But if you do want to start out in IT first and then work your way into cybersecurity, which is another great path because overall IT has more entry-level jobs than cybersecurity. So it may very well be easier for you to first break into IT and then work your way up into cybersecurity after 1 or 2 years of experience on your resume. That will definitely help you in terms of getting a job. But again, it all depends on your career goals and whether or not you're interested in starting in IT first. There's also an entry-level IT course that I recommend by Josh Madakor, and I'll link that down in my description. It is essentially a full course that takes you through an IT ticketing simulation so you can get that real-world experience of basically working in help desk as a job onto your resume. And I believe you can get $50 off that entire course with my discount code linked below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But that is a wrap on this video. So let me know what you guys think about this list. Do you have certifications that you would add to it? Do you have certifications that you think are worth it for cybersecurity? Let me know in the comments, and I would love to hear what certifications that you might currently be studying for right now. Let me know if you have any other questions in the comments below. And if this video was helpful, please like and subscribe, as it really does help out the channel. I post videos bi-weekly, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!